salon blowing up, so people know why you're not in it.
Oh yeah, I can talk about the salon blowing up. I'm not in it. Hi. Hello, YouTube. Let's forget that part. I gotta figure out some kind of app to use, whatever app they're using. See, I'm not a YouTuber, you know, I try. But I gotta figure out what app they're using to insert their intro, because I do have an intro, you know, my 10-year-old made it for me. Yeah. And then, you know, his dad made the music, so that I won't get copyright for using other people's music. I did learn that stuff. So, yeah, we've talked about everything. That's what always happens. I swear, it's hard to record the good stuff. Because the good stuff comes and the camera comes on, it gets awkward. But we got a client come to visit. Oh, and I'm always hiring, but I have to train. So that sometimes turns people off. I'm getting comments already. That's amazing. Thank you. Welcome to all my new subscribers. I'm not a YouTuber. God forgive me. I'm good at this. But I'm good at this. So do I have enough light? Can you see? Like that's actually really good. It's pretty cool. But yeah, we're at the house today because my power lines got snatched down off of the building. I think I have an email in the description somewhere. The email is lockedin@gmail.com. It's LOCCDIN @gmail.com. You can shoot me an email. You found me? Where'd you find my email at?
You sent it to me. No, actually, I found the email in the description box.
Okay, so
yeah,
I try to remember to put the descriptions up. But I don't think it's in this one yet because I'm just trying to do this quickly and pull it up. But yeah, she found me on YouTube and came and got her hair done. Looks like I'm gonna find a new employee on YouTube. I'd love to. You know, that was my dream, was to have a salon full of people that understand what's going on here and are doing the same thing. So we're getting closer. We're getting closer every day. So absolutely, send me an email, and if you're in Atlanta, we're in Norcross actually, outside Atlanta, but you know. She said, can she come to the shop today? So she will be in the area. That went by fast. How do I get back to it? Okay, can I stop by the shop today? Oh, I wish. I'm actually at my house today, and the shop is down, hopefully temporarily. As far as I can tell, it's supposed to be temporary. But on Friday, right before the 4th, my truck pulled the power lines down off of the building. I gotta get that app because then I could just post a picture of it. Put the picture on the screen. I might go ahead and post the picture on my community wall later, but I'll put a picture of the salon power lines all over the ground when we get off of here. But yeah, the power lines are down at the salon for the week at least, so I can't have you stop. I know, it's crazy, right? She said, wow, I'm sorry. Thank you. It's definitely crazy. But luckily, we're all set up out here. It's kind of far, but we're going. She came from Fort Lauderdale, so she's like, I'll come. She's already coming a long way. I'm glad you got family out the way so we can get some extra family time in out of the deal. Probably also one of those things that's meant to be, you know, right? So I think they all just like a big cycle, and all of it's connected. I really love thinking about life that way. So even if it's not, I wouldn't care.
You want food?
You want to be on YouTube in a tank top?
What's that?
Do you want to be on YouTube in a tank top?
Am I gonna?
You better put a shirt on. Yeah, the start is so important that I'll never stop doing starters. I may stop doing retwists though. Like I may not ever do another retwist, but only make myself available if somebody wants to start lock with me.
Oh wow.
Because that's the important part. You could maintain it. You've been doing twisted out on your own hair. Like the way you coil twist your hair is how I have to retwist my own hair. So I guess it's how. Like I do retwist with a palm roll normally, but I can palm roll my own hair. So when I do have locks, because I have, because even when I put those extensions in, I was retwisting them when it grows. Sometimes I keep them in for a few months. Sometimes I take them out when it starts getting rough. But yeah, I would retwist those. I did have my own set of locks a couple of times, but like I said, it's really hard to get them started right for anybody, and I can't do my own. So it's like, even now, I've got people that can do retwists beautifully, but starter locks are still, like everybody's still gradually getting better at it, but like it's hard to grasp. I don't even, honestly, I'm just following a pattern, so it's hard to explain that. It's hard to explain that to someone else. It's like, follow the pattern that you see. Like, no, sometimes when I retwist, I see, okay, they're getting there. It's not quite, and I want mine to be good. And I've had people start them, and this don't get enough. I know when it's right. I can feel it, I see it. And so, even when I start mine, it's never quite good enough. And I think it's the mix thing, Mom's black, dad is white, the hair is weird. The hair is weird, okay? It's afros. But it also has some weird straight pieces randomly that don't make sense. So I don't even know if I can get them right. Like I've had them, let them lock, and they look like Grinch fingers. I'm not wearing Grinch finger locks. I'm sorry. I don't care. If my hair is too weird, then it's just gonna have to be weird. I don't really want long hair anymore, ever again probably. So we'll see. For the past 5 years, I've been keeping it above my shoulders. I'll be in here sitting, when I'm doing this hot to be happy. I'll be feeling the effects of the warm. Yes, that's important. You do them right, and you just roll and roll and roll. So, your hair, I don't know if this is how it naturally is, or if this is due to, when you get older, it starts to thin out a little bit. But this is how my little sister's hair is. Her like down to her, but you've probably seen her in some of the pictures and stuff. Because she's, her hair is awesome. But yeah, I had to talk her. It took me like 7 years to talk her into letting me lock her hair.
Oh wow.
It was ridiculous. It's like, I need you to lock it. Just lock it. We were trying everything under the sun for it to work. Nothing's working. And then, I don't know if you noticed, but I think another thing that people have a problem with, I just twisted one, it looked too big, so I honed it out, right? I think some people will twist one, and it might look a little big, and they're just like, well, just keep going.
Right.
I don't leave that. Like, if I know if I can feel it right now, then I know I'm right. Like, but sometimes once I do the first retwist, I'll do a retwist, and it's like, oh, that's too tight. But I have to still a little hair, move over, do some adjustments, which is part of the reason why I like to do every 2 weeks for the first couple months. Is like when they're still in the moving,
kind
like
of malleable.
Yes, I can make sure that I change, because once they lock that, they're gonna stay like that.
Right. Okay.
But actually, really close most of the. Like I'm at like 98%.
Okay.
I can admit I'm not perfect. I'm real close though. And when and another thing is when I mess it up, I know how to fix it. But I think a lot of people won't even consider that people's hair right. Don't consider that. I'll tell you, they do though. They block people's numbers and disappear on people. Right. People are like, hey, my hair's having trouble. Can you fix it? Right. They just disappear. Which is why I know that wigs and sister locks are not good.
Okay. Oh, so sister locks are not good?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
No, ma'am. Now, if you have a super thick head of hair with a super tight curl, you can get locks that skinny. Okay. But typically, most people's hair is making that tight look. Yeah. Okay. And when you're talking about only a few hairs per lock, as soon as it gets some weight on it, they start snapping off. You can't scratch your head without popping your hair off. Let me make sure I didn't miss no comments. I'm sorry. I've been doing locks for 2 months, and my styling is pretty good, but I'm using way too much product, and when I do start them, I can't get the parts perfect, but I love what I do. It is a lovable job. I'll tell you what. Yeah, it just honestly it takes practice and like really focusing when you're starting them, focusing on what does it look like it's having any troubles. Like When I can tell when I twist it, I can tell when it's too big because it'll be trying to unravel. It'll be pulling at the corners. The corners will be pulling away, and the curl will be trying to loosen up. And it'll continue to do that, you know, over the course of time. So if I don't see it right when I do it, if I, you know, as I'm going by, I can look and see, yeah, and then I'll just go through and I'll just, it doesn't happen as often anymore. But yeah, I would just change it when I see it's not doing right, and then I can tell it's too small. Let me see if I can show you. I don't know if we're close enough to see, but when it's too small, it's going to swell up and the curl is going to pass over the outsides of the parting. And so when that happens, like, so that would mean if I did her whole head like that, when she sweats, it's all going to poof out and you're not going to even be able to see her scalp at all during when it gets a little wet. Like it's just gonna look like afro again. It's like this whole everything is gonna just turn back into afro. It's gonna look like when you finger twist it. When you finger coil, it's just gonna look like afro with little coils on the ends. And it's really, if you put enough of them, I mean, when you do the whole head like that, 2 of them, 3 of them might start sticking together every time you wash it. Every time you wash it, they'll stick together because they're more comfortable there. And so they're like, I would rather have these 3 homies so I can actually get enough hairs to lock, because it requires enough hairs to shed into the space. When you have these tiny little spaces, enough is not shedding in those spaces. So what's happening with sister locks is those hairs aren't even the hairs. First of all, the technique that they use doesn't allow for the hair that sheds to actually do any locking. The hair that sheds just ends up being a stray. That's why they be having those frizzies, because those stray hairs sticking out when they shed, because they're still stuck in there, but they don't tangle or matter or anything. But you asked me another question? Oh, I already answered it.
Oh, okay.
Yep, you missed it. You watching a little bit behind. You didn't watch it. That would be my second viewer. I'm up to 3 now. But we appreciate all of y'all. But yeah, I don't want everybody to be able to have a good day. Usually, here's probably something that's causing you trouble around the edges, around the ears, around the hairline. The curl pattern is the same size, but there's less hairs per square inch, which means you end up needing to make the square slightly bigger to accommodate for when it starts shedding. Otherwise, and this is what happened with my little sister, which is about 10 years ago, but what happened with my little sisters was I made hers all the same exact size, you know, like I thought I should do. But as the front edges started to lock, they would lock and break off. And so then I just had to connect those front two, and I was like, oh, I started noticing on everybody's got a little bit looser around the edges. That's when I realized it's the Fibonacci sequence. You ever heard of that?
No.
Girl, I gotta play you this video. We're gonna all watch the video. I'm gonna have to play it on double time so I don't get copyright struck. But basically, the Fibonacci sequence is considered the math of God, or the math of the universe, because it's the way that everything is created. So the way that our cells split when we're being created in the womb, the way that the ocean waves form a spiral when they crash to the shore, the way that the starfish belly pattern, the way that a sunflower has like this diamond pattern over, is all the same math. Like it mathematically is the same everywhere. And so it always makes like this spiral, like with little diamonds in it, which is funny because people are like, when they say they want diamonds, I'm like, when you see somebody and you feel like they have diamond parts, they don't have diamond parts. They have squares, and you just look at them. When they style it at an angle, it looks like diamonds. It's actually squares. But when you put diamonds, like actually go about to make the angle parts to make diamonds, it actually looks like square parts when you style it. You can't style diagonally and have that cool look. It doesn't look as good. It doesn't look as good. But anyway, yeah. The way that that maths out is actually 1 plus 1, which is 2. So then 1 plus 2, which is 3. Then 3 plus 2, which is 5. It's just exponentially bigger as it spread out. It makes a spiral pattern that you find everywhere in the universe. You also find that same pattern on the top of everybody's head. Black, white, and brown. Everybody got that spiral. So when you see little Caucasian kids that have that little spiral that sticks up. When you see black kids with the waves, they got that spiral. The only people you don't see it on are women because their hair's long. But like white women, when their hair's long and it's wet, it splits right there where that spiral is. Some kids have multiple though. Like one of my sons has a spiral in the front and back here. I don't know what that means. Almost a twin? I don't know. But yeah, the spiral is on our heads. And so that means that same pattern is probably on our heads. It's the way DNA pattern spirals.
Right,
It's crazy.
okay.
Yeah. It's in everything. And they don't talk about it in math class. But yeah, it's in everything. What's crazy is in science class they teach us that water and oil don't mix, but then they teach us to slap our heads when it's dry, and the truth is it's not dry.
Yeah.
It's dirty. I forgot about that part. Yeah, it's not dry. It's dirty most of the time. When we're getting to the point where it's itchy, that itch is actually a signal that it's dirty. Because it was dry whenever you dried it. Like, you know, we're not walking around wet every day. I mean, I kind of am usually. Don't judge me. But most people are not walking around with wet hair all day. So the opposite of dry is not oily, it's wet. And so you can't even cure dryness with oil. It's actually the anti-moisture because it blocks water, and water is actually where you get your moisture from. I wish we had the wall. See, I wish we could at the salon, but there's probably a good reason for that. So you've seen the wall, though, you know, because you've seen my videos. So you know the wall at the salon's got all these cryptic description on it. People were like, no oil. What are you talking about? It's been living my whole life. Oiling my scalp every week.
You remember well, I don't.
They were oiling my
I'm a
scalp
little bit
too.
older, so I know the Blue Magic.
Oh no, they were my scalp.
Back in the day, we had Glover's Mane.
Promise. Ooh, that's a video you have seen. I have one where I'm talking about my grandma. because she used to oil our scalps. She would wash it, condition it, dry it, oil it, and then press it, and say she wasn't burning us. But the oil, that same oil that was my scalp, touched my hair, and as soon as you touch iron, so she probably didn't touch me with the hot iron. But the grease got hot and burned the mess out of me. She burned me. I feel like burnt. Like I got burned. Okay, a lot of burnt. But yeah, we all were raised on it. That's why I was reluctant to say anything when I finally realized, like, I'm like, oh, they're not going to take this well.
This is not going to go well in our unity.
It took me like 3 years to get bold enough to put it on the wall.
Wow.
It took me like 3 years. And I was like, you know what, they're still have to deal with it.
I know when I saw it, I was like, what?
They're just going to have to deal with it. I'll explain it. And explain it is what I do. Actually, the majority of my time I spend, you know, because most people can't take it all in sitting anyway. The next time you come, we'll go over something. Some of it'll stick and some of it'll be like, hold on, what do I do when it starts to itch? But yeah, it's just a whole new way of life, and it's good for you. I promise. Too many people have had good experiences with now. You know, it took me a while, but it was always I had to watch it. You know, evolve over time. I was like, okay, yeah, you know, because I learned stuff from my clients. You know what I noticed? How oil started to. I started to notice oil is because I had a lot of male clients at first, right? The majority of my clients were male at first, and they never had like certain issues like with itch scalp or flakiness or all these super thick hard locks that just were stiff and then dirty and up the drain with like this gunk. I mean, the stuff that comes out. I feel like oil. Because it's so sticky, it attracts dirt. So it seems like the people that use the oil the most have dirtiest hair. Like a lot of people with their hair's not even dirty. Right. I barely put some soap on it and it suds up and it's squishy and it smells good and it's like fine. Right. But the oil users have a distinct smell, whatever oil they're using, that's what it smells like. And then it's so thick and hard and stiff, and then when I go to squeeze it, all this gunk comes out. Right. And I really can never get it all. Like, you're soaking people in apple cider vinegar. It's not all coming out. Right. So it's an overtime thing. You gotta stop using it first. You don't stop using it, it's just gonna keep piling up. Right. But that makes sense. But the men never had that. You know why? Because they don't groom the like men threw the do-rag on and kept it. They're not oiling it up. They're not saying, oh, it feels dry and stuff. Whenever it starts to look quote unquote dry, they're like, I'm going in my dry. So that's when it washed.
Observation because I mean, and you made that connection.
Oh, watch what else I noticed. Yeah. You notice in the black community, the little boys that grow their hair out have an insane amount of hair, and little girls are struggling. Right. They don't do nothing to waste. The
Right.
girls are constantly getting a new style,
Right.
and the boys are able to throw in a loose pony at that,
Right.
and keep it going. But the girl's
Right.
ponytail has to be gelled, it has to be slicked, it has to
Right.
be tight.
Right.
And so she doesn't have any hair, and the boys are running around with heads full of hair. It's ridiculous.
Oh my gosh.
I know that too. It hurt me. It hurt me. Yeah.
You're so right.
So, hope you guys are listening. It's just rough out here, man. Because it seems to me by design, you know? It seems to me by design. Because when you watch what do we say? How do we say? 6F, do you know what that is?
6F?
I'm trying not to be my time. You watch the Cupcake commercials. When they're talking about dryness, they're selling shampoo. And when our commercials are talking about dryness, they're selling thick, heavy, greasy products.
Right.
They're selling filth.
Right.
They're trying to make us dirty. And I think it has something to do with us being the ones that taught them holiness.
Right.
It's like, get back.
Right.
Get back. We'll steal all their education and then sell them dirtiness.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's how I take it. Because if you tell me that my hair is itchy and flaky and it needs oil, you're trying to harm me.
Right.
I don't even know the extent of the harm. I will tell you that the people that don't use any oil, they have a faster, like, what is the word? Evolving? Like, I see people evolve with this. That's how I know it's magic. That's how I know it's what we're meant to do. I know it has something to do with our greatness.
Okay.
And it's been taken. It's taken from us. There had to be some point. Like, even Africa, the Africans do not know how to do locks right. It was stolen everywhere.
Okay.
This is what we're supposed to do. And it makes a difference in the way that we behave. Everyone that does it and goes through it evolves in some way. But like I was saying, the people that use the heavy oils and that don't maintain a certain way, they don't have the same level of evolution. It's wild.
I understand
I probably sound crazy.
No,
I feel like
you do not.
some people probably like
You
she's
don't,
crazy.
no,
But I
no.
see it. Like, I've been doing this almost
That
20 years.
resonates with me. I totally get it. I totally get it.
It's a spiritual thing, and it's part of who we are. It is. It's in there.
Wow.
I'm still working out all the kinks with like Fibonacci 6 and stuff, but it's in there. I can feel it tingling in my DNA.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
Oh,
So
wow.
I know it's what we're meant to do. I'm so happy to be here.
I'm happy to be here. I mean, when you said that, I really did get chills, and it's not from the fan in the way there.
Yeah.
I really, no, it was just
That's
really.
fair, yeah.
It was really, it was, I feel that. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, I noticed it. I made a video about Kodak Black, which, you know, you would think a celebrity, you know, sometimes will do it to get views. I'm thinking this video is going to do a lot of numbers. It really didn't, but it's a lot of gems in that video. So, Kodak Black was in the news for being depressed and suicidal, right? And, you know, he had those wicks in his head. And I feel like there's a direct relation to what you do with afro hair and your mental state.
Okay.
I feel like that there is a connection
Okay.
with this to the universe.
Okay.
And I feel like doing the wrong things with it
Oh wow.
will directly affect your mental health.
Oh.
I think so. I'm not 100%, but I swear it feels like there's something there.
Right.
Because every time I look at the news and I see it's a black person that did something crazy, when you look at their hair, it'd be
Right.
all matted or it'd be just all, you know. So, and my clients be steadily, I'm telling you, businesses, like just all kinds of stuff, just improving all the time. So that's what I'm used to. My clients always having me something, I'm always having something to congratulate them for.
Right.
They're always leveling up
Right.
at any age.
Yes.
And so I started to notice there's a difference. And then I would have, back in the day, okay, because it's not anymore, because I have strict rules about what I will and won't touch, okay? And a lot of people would say, you probably shouldn't be touching that energy anyway. And I wasn't really into that, but they're right. But some of the clients I used to do that, you know, especially because in the beginning I didn't really have rules. I didn't know what the rules were myself.
Right.
I was learning them.
Right. You were learning them.
Yeah, but as I would tell people, like, don't go past 2 months. You know, I would say, don't do that no more. And then I would have people consistently doing 3 months and 6 months. Nowadays, I refuse those. If you do that, find somebody else. Because I'm just not even about to play with it.
Right.
But back then, I would do it, and there was a difference in their lives than the other ones. You know, I've had drug dealers become Walmart managers.
Wow.
Okay? Or quit and just go into the corporate job, cut their hair. I mean, they cut their hair. I don't have a problem with it. Go do you.
Right.
Do what's best for you. Go start taking care of their family and just being better man.
Right.
You know? Versus the ones that would do the 3 months, the 6 months, and their lives are just constantly falling apart. So
Wow.
there's something to it. I know there is. I like it though.
Well, I'm certainly
Definitely
excited
agree.
about the journey, and that's why they call it a Locs journey.
It
You know,
is,
I'm
it
on this journey, and it really is
It is a journey.
a spiritual journey first, you know, and I'm excited. I
It is,
really
and
am.
it takes a lot to come to it, but I'll be so happy for when they come to it because you're gonna be happy. Okay, you're gonna be happy. And I'll be so happy for them when they do because it's just like I've been waiting for you. I've been waiting for you. And I'm surprised to see YouTube bringing me clients. I'm so thankful.
Yes.
Because I definitely wasn't really looking for new clients per se. I definitely do think I'll start a Locker Everest because people deserve that. And I don't know how else, a better way to teach it. I can teach Reach with easy, but teaching this starter thing is just, I'm not sure how I know. I mean, I know how I figured out what's the best thing to do. Or why the certain people worked out better than others, but it's literally my instincts that's telling me what to do with these parts. Like
Right.
I'm just following what I'm finding and explaining that to people. It's proven to be a little difficult. It's proven to be hard. It's obviously a gift, you know.
We're definitely going to document this journey.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
I'll take
Please
pictures
take
and make
pictures.
sure you have
I
them.
want
and-
you to have them
Yes.
more than anything. It really, I mean, it's so, that is one thing about social media. I am glad that has become a thing. I really feel like documenting it has brought more people to the journey. Yeah. So, hallelujah. Shout out to all people that's driving me crazy saying the wildest things they can think of on the internet. Because if they weren't saying wild things, people may not even find me.
Right.
But everybody's got their own journey they're going through. They be so mad at me. They be mad at me when they be like, "You right, I shouldn't use oil. I've been using so much oil." Well, thank you, but why you didn't tell me? And I wasn't even there. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I've been trying. I said, why you didn't find me? But well, I've been on YouTube probably, I guess it's pushing on 3 years now.
Oh, okay.
You know, the only way I really started back up, because I made all the videos that I was making at first so that I could easily inform my clients of things. That was first. Then it was to inform silence. So I started training people, and so I wanted to have videos that they could go and watch. That way I wouldn't have to sit and teach every single lesson plan every time. And so I would bring them into my shop, and then I would give them these videos, shadow me a little bit, and then they start doing their own clients. Well, then people were in the comments asking for other videos. So let me go ahead and start making other videos. But you know what really did it was I broke my ankle.
Okay.
February before last, so it's been a little over a year. And I didn't have anything to do. I couldn't do any hair for I didn't do anything for 2 months, but you know, I had to get back to work. So I was working from a chair. Actually, this is the most I've stood since I've been working here.
Okay.
I have a stool somewhere, but it's not as awesome as the one I have at work.
That's awesome.
It's not as awesome. I have a comfortable actually. But I sat actually with my foot like elevated. Like if you look at some of those videos when I don't even know when, but you can see my foot with a cast around it, wrapped up, elevated on a table next to my client. I was like, y'all wanna get your hair done still? They did not care. They was coming with their hair done. Actually, they had to go, you know, some of them went to other people. 2 months, people wasn't getting their hair done. So they was bad. I was back. I appreciate them. Putting them back. But yeah, I was out of commission. I didn't have anything to do. I'm not the type of person that could just sit around and do nothing.
Right.
And so I picked up my phone and started looking through what content I already had recorded, which I had a ton of stuff that I had recorded, just never did anything. I should have been doing it, but it's just, first of all, boring. I did not enjoy it, and I was collecting, knowing I needed to make these videos, but just didn't. And so I just took all the stuff I had in my phone and started making videos of it.
Why you broke your ankle. So
Yeah.
you sit down and do-
Seriously, it was like, you need to do this. And I
Said the universe allows things to happen.
Yeah.
Sit down so she can get
Listen.
these videos going.
Listen, wrote a book. Yeah. I was like, okay, go. I actually made a book for for moms to help their little girls lock their hair because that's who needs it the most. Right now, the little girls, the little black girls you know right now need to lock their hair so that they don't never have to go through none of the trauma that we've been through. Because we can avoid that for them. And you know, the main response I get from the moms is like, I don't want to make that decision for her. But it's like, who makes the decision for the box braids? You do. Who makes the decision for the rubber bands and the balls and the breasts and all this tight stuff hurting and pulling her hair out, making her go through the same thing you went through? That's you making those decisions. So you telling me you can't make this one? You can. You better. You should. You know? And it's changing slowly. Because the women are finally coming. It's like, I'm in so many women with parents. I'm so proud of y'all. Why are your daughters still wearing Afro puffs? I get it. It's cute. Lock her hair. And then put buns. It looks like Afro. Same thing. Same thing, but it's stronger, it's healthier, it's longer. So we'll get there. We'll get there. We gotta ignore some of the viral stuff. I don't even know if I want to go viral. So I don't know if that's me.
Like you say, I mean, that's something to consider. You know yourself, you know. So
I don't know how they have time. I don't know how they have time to do hair and also work, but we're going at today. And here we are. We're doing it. It's just really about that setting it up and just pushing past that first. Not want to ask people, you know, because sometimes they're gonna say yes.
right.
It's hard.
I mean, and their face is not on the camera.
Yeah, so it actually isn't. You're right. Oh, and I haven't used this before. It's like in the perfect spot. Like things really work out how it's supposed to. It's awesome. Like this camera's gonna respond. With our limited space, I don't know where I would put it, but it is in the perfect spot. And just yes. All good. Thank you. And to bring me my coffee though, I lost it somewhere. I'm a little thirsty. Make sure I miss no question. Okay, Emma. Brick lay is usually how it ends up looking, but I really just follow the pattern. I wouldn't say specifically only do a brick lay because it might not be right. And then some parts might end up being too big or too small because you're trying to follow that brick lay. It's going to line up how it wants to be lined up, and you just follow it, and it always works. It always works every time. Just, you got to make sure that that you're looking for, is that too big, is that too small before you move on to the next square. And you definitely want them to be as close to square as possible because that's the only thing that's round, and locks are round. You know, it's like a cylinder, but the only thing that's round can fit on comfortably square. Because there's no really long, when there's a triangle, there's a long point there, there's a long point over here, a long point there, the hair be pulling from those points, it'd be too tight. Then when it's a diamond, it's like straight up and down, gravity pulls from that tip, that point at the top. And so it always ends up sticking off right there. So, square, straight across, as straight as you can get it. It's like, I notice a lot of times with, when I'm training, who will go straight here, but then they'll come across and they'll go up at an angle. That turns out weird, and it always ends up too big, pulling, or too small, and it's got to be straight to the front. So it's just like the way that a barber would. So they line up with your. I'm starting to notice the first part usually lines up with the corner of the eyebrow. The next one is usually the middle of the eyebrow. And yours works like this too. Okay, so this lines up to the middle if you go down. Yeah, so that angle there. So this one's straight to the middle. This one's straight to the edge. Yeah. Yeah. I'm getting closer every day. Yes. I'm getting closer because I'm still trying to figure. You know, like my thing is people that they're like, I got it all together. You don't teach me anything, and then like I don't got it all together. I'm still trying to figure it out. Like I'm just trying to save people with what I do know because it's helpful. It's been extremely helpful to me, and more people deserve it. And namely because before I opened my salon, I was telling like 5 or 6 people I could not do their hair a day. I had to open a salon and train people just so that I could handle the volume that comes to my phone. And I hate telling people no. You know, not only because I'm losing money, but also because there are people that don't get a chance to have a good, healthy setup. Like, it's not fair. Because everybody, I don't want to say everybody, but Cause I'm seeing more people say no oil. I'm seeing it out here. I'm seeing people say don't boil your locks. It gets cakey and thick and nasty. I'm seeing it slowly here and there. I don't even need credit. I don't care about the credit. I want us to wonderful. I want us to all get on one page because right now we easily fool because we do not stick together. We do not have a common. We gotta get it together. We gotta get it together. But I have a confidence in the world. Just be a while. I'll wait. I mean, I'll wait a little while. I'm getting close to retirement. I'm gonna have to eventually. Time keeps on passing. Oh, you're gonna love this. Okay. You're gonna love this today. I can feel it. Cause you got a little shake too. They already got a little hang popping. And it's like the perfect length to start, honestly. I have videos about starting them too long because it's not really a too long. I just kudos to you if you're getting afro hair to grow 12 and 16 inches. Like that's a hard job to do. And if you've been able to have patience to get that done, that's beautiful. You may not need locks, but if you really want them, you should just trim it. Because something about those, and well, it's not something about it, I figured it out. So hair locks, because it sheds every day, right? It can't get that far down. Because it's trapped in curl, it gets stuck relatively fast. And so it'll usually get stuck around the 2-3 inches away part. So anything past that, just long hair that's never gonna lock. It's gonna have those curls on the ends, which are cute. I give them that. The curls on the ends are really cute. So you want to have curl ends for the next couple of years, I might need. But I just I made the video to make sure people know. Because they'll be every time, when are these ends gonna lock? When are these ends gonna lock? The answer is never. The answer is those ends are never gonna lock. If it's real long when you start. It's like the perfect, all of this is gonna lock.
So, how
In
work it out?
4 months you'll be completely locked. 2 months where you don't need to see so much. Yeah, it'll be in here. You're just gonna have double this length of hair, and it's just gonna be long and flowy and watch. It doesn't take long. Actually, it's the job that makes me look the best. I swear. Like when I was trying to grow hair out, my clients making me look good. Everybody else is making me look like I don't know what I'm doing. Because it is so hard to grow afro hair. I mean, the patience required, because you have to, first of all, you have to do it more often. We want to put a set of braids in and leave them for a month. That is not conducive to long hair. Just isn't. Because when you go to grow them out, you got all this sebum, which is that oil that your scalp is making, and it's all caked up with the hair that's been shedding. You're locked already. You got locks. And combing out locks is damaging. I mean, you comb out and keep that length, but it's one of those patient things you'll have to do in your life, like combing out afro. It's the same. You have to do it like how I'm doing, one square at a time. You try to comb it all out at once. Even with wide tooth comb, you could hear it snapping, popping, and breaking. That's where it came. And so, yeah, those braids are in too long, so you got to do it every 2 weeks. People be like, every 2 weeks, are you crazy? Yeah, $3. I feel you. You better lock them. Yeah, they're like, I can't do every 2 weeks. I'm like, well, I don't think you should be keeping it moving, because after 2 weeks, you already got so much hair shed in there that it's going to be hard to comb already. And you want to make sure it's as easy to comb as possible, because combing is dangerous. It's all very... I was like, please tell me that dude's not clean what to do. He's washing his hands. I will. I was worried, you know, boys, they're a little rough. Like, yeah, sure. I don't know why I was looking. I don't know why I was looking. Please don't. Always. So, and you know, I was trying for a girl so long, but it's like the universe knew you are not gonna feel like doing no more hair. When you get off for the day, you don't want to be bothered with hair. So now I cut their hair real low, probably every 3 months, and I just let it grow out until it's fluffy little. They got more mixed like hair than I do, so fluffy little afros. And then I cut it back off because they look crazy, like little Q-tips. Start all over. He needs one now. I'm not going until I can't take it anymore. Make sure I don't miss no more questions. because she said she thought the same thing. See, you're on the wavelength. She's on the wavelength. Brandy is our loyal watcher. I appreciate you, Brandy. We'll get more eventually, but we don't really. I just, really, I want to go live simply because recording and editing is a lot. That's the part of me recording my voice in the bathtub. It's the only time I have to do it. I don't want to. And then also storage. Like my phone is the best camera that I've got. I even bought like one of those expensive cameras. It's not better than my phone, which is ridiculous. Yeah, but so I have to use my phone. But my phone is my storage, and I'm paying. Who am I paying? Sprint? Somebody. I'm paying somebody for storage for $2.99 a month. So far, they haven't offered me more storage. They just keep telling me I'm full. So there's and I delete. I go in and I delete stuff. I put it on a drive. I don't enjoy it. And so going live is better. I mean, I'm not gonna be in here cussing and saying all kind of crazy stuff. Try to keep it PG around here anyway. So it should be good to go live as long as my clients are cool. Stop being scared again. And then I have people tell me that they're okay with recording, but then I don't record right then, and then I forget who said it. I need to start putting this down. I'm marking it down because I think I had one client tell me she found me on the internet and she wanted to be on my Instagram at all times. She wants me to put everything I do to her on my Instagram. I don't know what that means. I'm gonna get what it means, but I don't know what I'm supposed to. Is this a thing now? The world is changing so fast. But yeah, the internet now drives me crazy. It's really just because the random opinions are sometimes me. And I'm very sensitive.
Right. Okay.
My feelings are easy.
Are you a Cancer?
Pisces.
Okay.
Yeah, too. My little sister's a Cancer. We're peas in a pod. It's my best friend. She lives in Vegas, but her hair is down to her butt. And I actually keep telling her to trim it, which is the same thing I'm going to tell you.
Right.
When your hair is finer and thinner, you shouldn't let it get super long. You can get to, I don't know if you can get to your butt. We'll see how your hair behaves when it's to the bra line. And I'll let you know. But my sister's to her butt, and that's her limit. It's starting to cause problems at her scalp. And I told her to trim it. She said that she would, if you're watching her, even if it's later, get a haircut minimum. She's like, I'm going to. Her two front
I don't
ones.
need long hair anyway.
Who
so
needs it that long?
shoulder,
She has the two ones in the front that I remember when I was trying to do everything else, go natural, do health relaxers. Her hair in the front, she said bangs would never get past her nose. And she knew her hair was long when it finally got rid of it. And she's like, oh my God. Well, those two pieces now, she had those long locks. They split somewhere down here. I cut it there. She's like, is that where I should cut my hair? Your hair's telling me
Right.
you should cut your hair. Because you know what it's going to do? It's just going to grow right back.
Right.
As long as she cuts it now. If she just keeps on letting it grow and grow, some of it's going to make it to the back of her knee, and some of it's going to be gone. You know? So it's like, who wants to sacrifice the health of the scalp for me?
Yeah.
I don't. Because eventually it's not going to be anything but a few sparse, and I've seen it, and it's devastating. It's really sad. And I think I have a lady right now that I'm telling to trim it. Please trim
I'm
it.
so sorry.
Oh, okay. I thought that was how my phone was
Yeah, I
dying.
know.
It's fine.
I hope it's not.
It's a phone. It's free. It'll be fine. But yeah, my one of my clients right now is suffering from that. She's new, and so I've only been doing it for a little while back. I'm still taking clients for anything else will start. I've been telling her to trim it. You better trim it out. And she's like, I don't think about doing it next time. And I'm like, no, please trim it out. She's not there yet, and you can't make people.
Right.
You know, because I'm not gonna force it to cut anything, but it's not healthy, and I just do not like doing hair. It's just not healthy, especially when I know what to do to fix it, and I give you that. You know, that's free. Matter of fact, me doing it's free. It's all this stuff I'm talking about. That's what I charge you for. That's value, actually. I mean, this is too. With the starter process, but retwist, yeah. When you see how fast it is, you're like, yeah, I probably could do that. It's taking a little longer, but Same thing you're doing finger coiling. That's how I have to retwist mine. So that's probably how you retwist them. You just finger coil each one, clip it down while it's wet, wash, finger coil, clip each one as you cause I only do like 5 locks per clip, but when I'm doing my own hair, I can do 1 lock per clip. That's it. I can't, otherwise it all loosens up. It's gotta be tight while it dries, and then it'll stay. So you finger coil it, clip it, do that to each one until it's dry, and or do it to each one and then sit under the dryer, and then take those clips out. You're good to go. You don't need to get that. You can get it if you need to. I can't get it.
I'm a whole other state.
So that's why I hardly ever answer my phone. It's like whatever they need. I can't get it, not right now, but I will get to it. My phone's constantly, and I want to despise it, but I can't because it keeps me alive. But it's, a lot of times it's stuff I can, and I want to be able to help out. I literally can't wait till clones come out. Okay. When the clones come out, I'm gonna get 4 of them. We're gonna be rich. Okay. I mean, so rich. Okay. Because I don't have to pay them shit. They just have to give it all to me.
Right.
And go back to sleep in that pod over here, Tiffany number 3.
Right.
Night. See you tomorrow at work. Shop full of me's running around. Boy, if I could do more in a day, but I can't. And I learned the hard way, actually, that I can only do a little bit. I can only do what I can do. My maximum right now is at 4 a day. I thought I was gonna have to switch it to 3 because I've been wearing. I've been working from a chair since I broke my ankle because I was like, oh, this is sweet, right? But after a while, I started to realize that the chair hurt my back. So I'm trying to stand more. Like I'll sit when I'm at the salon. I'll sit for the back part, and then when I get to the top, I'll stand because that's the part that starts hurting my back. And so we're doing away from the face, right?
Yes. I don't really kind of like it in my face. I mean, but what's
that bad? Now that I've already put a lock over it, it really doesn't. So it's going to cover that. It doesn't really look bad.
What do you think?
So I find that the mat is best when I just go straight back, But a lot of the women don't like to wear their hair off of their face. But if you like it not on your face, that's going to be fine for you. And then, you just cover it, uncover it, shake it out a little bit, and fluff it a little bit like that there. If it's laying flat in any place, because the locks, the curls won't be flat, but they'll be back to your head, so you can fluff them up, so they give you a little volume. Because right now, it's going to be like, I don't have any volume anymore. You're used to having big hair because you wear your fro. But it will get there over the course of 2 weeks. So, especially if you're sweating or you need any little bit of it's not going to poof out back out to your afro, but it's going to get some volume and you can fluff it out a bit and play with it. If you need a little water, you can put a little water. Water and a scarf is like magic for like laying edges. I don't know if you do, but I have a problem with my edges. It's the reason why I don't actually have any. But water at night. Tight scarf around the edges. In the morning, they're laid for at least the first few hours without any product. So it's like, just a little water. But if you do feel like you need something, water is the answer to your problems. Okay. Resist the urge to grab the oil. Okay. I've had some people struggle with it. I don't think you're going to have any trouble.
I don't know. I don't
so
know.
What's the oil regimen currently?
The oil regimen is I like the what's the new one that not
Mia.
not Mia.
Okay.
Carol's daughter.
Talia
Anna's recipe.
I've heard of that.
Yeah.
Very little.
So I've been using.
Is it an oil?
Yes.
Okay.
Oil. Direct to scalp, not on the hair.
And what are the directions?
To oil and massage. Mm-hmm. And I know probably it's the massage that's probably the most beneficial.
Yes, it is.
As opposed to the oil, but
no, you're right. You're absolutely correct about that. But so, what is the results? Are we getting any results?
I have actually seen results. Not necessarily the shine or anything that I was telling you about, but
it's hard to make curls shine.
Right, but the hair It does feel to me a little bit thicker than what I was used to, but like I said, it didn't take long for me to realize that that's probably for the daily massages as you know, more than the oil. Yeah, right.
But it was a daily thing.
Right. I do that
So,
every day.
you know, I was thinking that maybe the color was the reason why your hair is so brittle,
Okay.
but it's not.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably that way.
Oh, okay.
Because, and what kills me is that a lot of times the label will say dry brittle hair, and then it's leading you to believe that it cures dry brittle hair, but in actuality it creates dry brittle hair. It's because it's been blocking moisture the whole time like that, you know. It's blocking any water from getting from your scalp, is blocking water from getting to the
Well,
shaft of your
if
hair.
we get to the point, Tiffany, where we say no color, I'm just gonna shave it all off.
No, I'm not gonna say that. I got this color ready for you. Whenever you're ready.
need-
But no, can we wait 2 months?
I love my color.
It's beautiful. Can we 2 months it? Can you
Yes.
can you wait till 2
We
month
can
mark?
absolutely
That's fine.
2 months.
As long as they've been in here for 2 months, they'll be okay to color. It's just to get color out, you got to really scrub, and I don't do a really good scrub until we get locked up enough to where they're not gonna come
Right.
out. Yeah.
Okay.
So I always shampoo,
Right.
but it's a gentle. The
Right.
water's pressure's turned down. The scrubbing is very controlled and gentle, specific around each lock versus, you know, how it's gonna be once it's locked. We can get in there, you know, but I don't want to disturb them too much while they're in their forming process. But yeah, so once we can wash it good, we can color it, no problem.
Okay.
And that's probably around the time where you're gonna be sick and tired of your new growth anyway. So, yeah, we can definitely color. She said once I can't color, it's a wrap. So
Yeah,
we can color. Like you get to this color, you get to this color with locks easier than you can. Oh, my battery's dying. But it's
that's your battery.
Oh yeah, the battery's on its way out. We might make it to the end though. It's like 10%. Oh, we're almost done. But yeah, the color's fine. I can get to this color in locks. I normally wouldn't do this. Like if somebody had loose hair like me, I would not do this color to their hair. The only reason I'm doing this is because me, I can do it on my own. I would never do this to somebody without telling them, listen, your hair's trash. My hair, let me tell you, my hair right now is trash. It is really bad. You really can't comb it unless it's wet and covered in conditioner. That's the only time you can comb it. But I just went to, really, I'm trying to cover grays, and I was going dark brown and black, and it was not doing the trick because those grays come in quick. They don't waste no time. And so you can color today, and 3 days later, you got more grays, a brand new one. And I'm telling you, the ladies when you cover grays, they be like, my color didn't take. I got grays showing. Well, it's not weeks now. Those are new. That's that new growth that we tell you about. Because it's only permanent for the hair that's exposed. New hair. And so I found that blonde blends better with gray. That's why I'm blonde, even though it's painful. It is a process. I have to do a couple of bleachings to get it this way. And I am very tender-headed. And bleach burns. But we can do it. I just tell everybody what to expect. I don't want you mad at me. It burns. I do not enjoy it, but I do it for now. I don't know how long it'll last. I might have to embrace these grays sooner than I anticipated. And it's a shame because when I was in my 20s, I said, well, my breakdowns, I'm just in there.
I never said that. I can embrace this bald spot in these cowlicks or thin hairline more than grays. Oh gosh, I don't know what I'm going to do.
Yeah, no, I'm not feeling them. The blonde is helping because, see, you can do my brown coming in.
Yes.
And then you see the light spots that look like blonde. That's great.
And I don't see that. I see blonde.
Yes.
So
those are great.
blend.
It blends so much better.
Right.
I don't even know why they ever let us do blacks with our browns. It's just pointless. They're coming in and you're going to see them because they contrast so bad with the dark. Yeah. So, yeah. I did this color for a little bit. Actually, I did this color for my birthday before I broke my ankle. Nobody got to see it. I broke my ankle. And then I decided to go blonde because it wasn't concealing the grays good enough either. I was like, this ain't working. But if you color it online, you can color it and then come in here and I'll wash it out. I can color it too, but
Yeah, no, I wouldn't trust myself with coloring it because, like you said, you want to make sure you get that product out.
oh no, that's why I said I'll wash it out.
Yeah.
You come on and you put it on and then you're not close enough for
Right, yeah, no. I would be on the
You're
plane.
you're not going right in a plane with a bag of color in your
Right,
head.
right.
That's not cool.
I don't know if I would have hair by the time we
I'll
were
take you to the back. We need to search you. And what's in this hat? Yeah, don't touch it. Got this color. Well, it's at the salon, but and then we got the salon this time. It is down here, up in the top here, but it's still like I've started others. There are others, you know. I have others. We just not gonna catch y'all earlier, but it's just it is what it is. Get here when we get here.
Yes.
And it's still better now than anything else you're trying to grow it out. Trying to have it healthy and actually really make your life easier because I'm still irritated by my hair because I keep going back. I'm probably about to put some more of those extensions in for a little while just because it's hot and I need air on my scalp. And there is no better way when you've got this thick afro-y stuff to get air to your scalp than to lock it or braid it. We've always done that. It's like this afro gotta get tamed down a little bit. I'm hot here. Like it's like wearing a hat in the summer. I don't recommend it. I'm all the way. That's the thing about when it's there. The parts, just like around the edges, have to be a little bit bigger.
Okay.
I try to make them as close to the size that they should be as possible.
Okay.
But then sometimes over time, as the rest of the hair is locking, if the ones that need to be bigger are not big enough, they won't be locking. In which case, I have to make them bigger. But I like to wait because a lot of times when we're not doing the stuff that we've been doing, because sometimes we'll be traumatized. Our scalps and follicles are traumatized by whatever's been happening before. But sometimes it'll be happy to be like this, and hairs that weren't growing start growing again.
Okay.
And so we'll give those a chance before we make them bigger.
Okay.
But if you have to make them bigger, I just want you to be prepared for that.
Okay.
And usually people, when I do have to do that, they don't mind how much bigger. It doesn't usually bother them that much, especially, because once we get long enough to style, we start covering and stuff anyway, with styles and everything. But it's we don't have to come to that when we get there, right? But I don't know. I'm hopeful. Some growth in here. I still see follicles, lots of follicles. So. And then, have you ever tried the Locc'd? I know you said you heard of it. You ever tried it? It's a chemical for sure. And you can't. Once you're using it, you're using it. You know. I'm really curious about if the hereditary hair loss we be having is like food related, just because most of the issues that I've had with my body have been food related, and I know our food here is really, really bad. I always urge all of us to have a healthy diet. Not that I know whether you do or not, but you got your water, so that's always a good sign. When you know you're supposed to stay hydrated, that's always a good sign. But yeah. Some of this could be diet related. I've never seen it reverse.
Okay.
I have seen the minoxidil hold on to what you have though.
Okay.
Because with the hereditary hair loss, what they say is that each follicle slowly shrinks in that area. And so what the minoxidil does is just stop shrinking. So I think it's where it's at.
Okay.
That until you stop using it. And then it's, I don't know if it catches back up to what it was or if it just starts shrinking again, but I know that it's one of those things where once you start, you're going to be using it until you don't care.
Right.
Yeah. But then I told my cousin to use it. Now, she didn't have locks at the time. I told her to try it in since she's locked her hair, but I don't know if she has. Because she said it was itching her so bad. And Then I had another client who said, you know, because it's kind of watery, it was dripping on her face, and so she had all these baby fly hairs growing in her face. And I'm like, whoa, because I was taught that it only works in the area that you put it in. But she's like, no, I need
But it was
super
dripping,
baby
so
fly
she-
hairs
right.
down my face. Something. It sounds like it was thickening her follicles up a little bit on her face, so. But it did. It helped her. We kept her locks. She didn't come until she was 66. And it was really because I was leaving, because she would have kept them. She would have kept them probably whether I was leaving Nebraska, and she was like, well, just cut it. I don't know anywhere else to touch my hair. Just cut it. I said, okay. But it was that. And I had told her to start thinking of cutting it because it was, I don't know if she stopped using the Mexican or what, but it started to aggressively thin in her upper 60s, and I was just like, you know, I'll keep them as long as you want me to, but it's getting close. It's getting close to time. And you know, she wears short and black for them. It's nice. We're here now. We did little ways with it there. And it just kept on growing. We definitely did keep it at a certain length, which was past her shoulders, but not quite to her bra, because she liked the updos. And the updos were nice. And also, I should add that I called her the purple lady, my purple lady, because she got purple every time. Like we had to, and bleach, okay, bleach and purple every appointment. And so she was my purple lady, and she also had purple eyebrows tattooed on, and purple all over her house because she invited me to like a barbecue one time, and she loved that purple. But you know, when you do retwist with the color, it just, you know, I do the color with gloves on, but of course I can't retwist with gloves on. I tried, it didn't work. So I would end up every day my hands would be and I used to use it for, you know, when I was in social media. I would use it for photo ops, so I would take pictures and say something like there was a fruit fight, I busted a grape, something like that. Or say, I got in a fight with a Smurf, or something silly like that, for internet purposes. But I'm not bored of it. Yeah, probably one of my favorite clients back in Nebraska. But I had to get out of there. It was so cold, you know? So cold, and then it goes from cold to hot in like a switch of a button, and then it's so hot.
So colder than Atlanta or Georgia here?
So much colder. And that's why I said it's kind of cold here. I started to move to Florida. It's kind of cold around here. But it's not nearly as cold. And I'm talking about snow, so they're not even touching how cold it is. I think coldest here was like 2 days, because I walk my dog, and so I paid attention to the weather a lot more than I probably used to. But like, the coldest it gets is like 29 degrees here when I'm walking my dog, which is early in the morning. And then that only came like 2 days. 2 days of the year is like 29. Other days the coldest is like 33 or something like that. Not bad. You know, I come from negative 20.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I think the last New Year's Day that I was there, it was negative 15, but the wind chill was negative 24. I was like, I'm out. I'm leaving.
Yeah.
That was the last time I was out. I'm leaving.
What are we doing that?
Because, I mean, I guess, you know, I think the people that are still there, they kind of use those snow days as like, okay, this is why I'm here, because I can take days off if it snows, but I don't want to. I mean, I like my life. I don't want to.
Right.
I don't really need days off just because of weather. Like, that kind of messes with my income and stuff. Like, I don't get PTO or any of that stuff. I'm like, oh, I know we're supposed to do your hair today, but the weather's bad. It's going to send me that money, though. See the rest of that. Never worked out for me. But yeah, so it would snow about 6 months out the year. Like, not snowing every day for that 6 months, but it might snow in October, like end of October, and then it's also snow in the beginning of April. Yeah, that was the last year I was there. I had started my plans in April because the weather had started to get nice. Frost was supposedly done. And then literally 2 weeks into April, it snowed and killed everything in the garden. And they were brand new babies, and the snow killed them in an instant. And then I went to plant more, and by the time they were sprouting, which was early May, it was so hot that it burnt my little seedlings. And they had like literal scorch marks from the sun on my baby plants. I was like, I'm out of here.
This is killing my pet.
And I just got into gardening, and it was like a happy place, and I just wanted to be in my garden with my plants. And it was like the weather was destroying it, so I was like, I'm out of here. And then I moved to Georgia because I already had family here. I knew it was warm most of the year.
Right.
A lot warmer than Nebraska. And I knew that I wouldn't have a trouble building my business back up, because building from scratch is scary. It's very scary to do that. But I said, you know what? I think I can do it. And I figured I could do it pretty easily. And I guess I would have to say I did, because I opened the salon 2 years after I got here, and the batteries definitely feeling that now. But yeah, I opened the salon 2 years after I got here, and we are coming up on our 3-year anniversary in a couple months. So been here 5 years, and I'm not doing really anything different than I was in Nebraska, except when I was last in Nebraska, I had already closed my salon, and I was working in my basement, because working with a lot of people was a lot. I don't really have to answer for other people's mistakes. It's like I have a hard enough time getting myself to do the right thing.
Tiffany, water, any kind of water?
She got one. I'm good over here with my thank you. I grew up with so many women, it's insane. I was just talking about it with my cousin yesterday. I heard she was a 4th of July shindig. Like, family is so different now. It was just women everywhere. Now, like, my boys make it so that her daughter doesn't even come outside, because it's just boys everywhere, and she's all uncomfortable, poor baby. I get it now. We don't have any boys, so I don't know. She does have a brother, so the brother was like, this is the best 4th of July ever. Got my both cousins over here with me. They taught me how to throw a firework. Having the time of my life. Then they're like he's like their hero, because he beat their dad at a game that they never been able to beat their dad at. He's 10, so he told him what to do. You didn't tell him. Why are you? There's a camera on. You better run get out of here. Not that you don't increase the views. Look at you. You're just so handsome. He hates when I do that. But why are you so handsome though? Umbrella walk you out with, we're not trying to get caught in the rain. Now in 3 weeks after you reach this, you can get caught in the rain again.
I got an umbrella in the vehicle.
Is it out there? I'll go get it. I'll get it. It's like it didn't occur to me. Well, the sun didn't even start going. It got dark when you got in here. It was bright and sunshiny. Oh, how do you ignore that? While you're under the dryer, I'm gonna go find. I know I got a handheld mirror here somewhere. I'm not fully see this room up, but I'm gonna see if I can find one so you can show you the back, because you'd be surprised. It's probably not as bad as you thought. And as soon as you get even the first little bit of new growth or sweat going, it's gonna be covered completely. So I don't think you have much to worry about. I've got a lot of others. It's always one side. If you're a black one, over 30, there's a spot somewhere. Yeah. And mine is these. This is not hair. It looks like hair. It's blonde and matches skin. There's hardly any hair there. It's really bad. It's really patchy. But I usually shave them because it just doesn't grow. Especially when I try to lock it. That's when I first started shaving it. Because I tried to lock it, and it was so sparse that I had to make the part like this.
Oh wow!
We're not doing that.
Right.
No, ma'am. All right. Well, thank you guys for watching. Nobody wants to watch dryer time, so well, see you on the next one. Actually, there's nobody here, but they'll be here later.